Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live Weather Authority coverage starts right now.
Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are all having a great day, and we have some snow on the way, and it is falling across most areas right now. We have some rain out there throughout most of the evening hours. However, now it is starting to transition over to snow as anticipated across the state. We are now starting to see some light snow down towards parts of the coastline, really big flakes in many areas as well. So what are we seeing? How much do you have? Do you have any accumulation now? A lot of it is probably just melting on contact for much of the state at the moment. I do think that is going to halt our totals and pretty much lower them a little bit, as temperatures are not going to get too cold as we head through the nighttime tonight. Let's get into the forecast a little bit. And you can see right now outside in Portland, the temperature, it's only 34 degrees. It's not 20, 22, or 24 degrees. We do have temperatures that are certainly a little bit too mild to really see high accumulating snow totals, which is why we are not anticipating much, especially along the coastline, where we are going to see maybe a couple inches of snow. I'll show you guys a map in just a second. But yeah, it's 34 degrees outside in Portland. But as you head inland, that's where we are going to see a little bit more in the way of totals. Let's get a look at the winter weather advisories posted for the day, for the nighttime tonight and into the day tomorrow. Now we have a winter weather advisory up for all of York County and most of Cumberland County. This does include the coastline, but I do think the coast is going to see a little bit lower snowfall totals, just simply due to the fact that it started out as rain. The roads are very wet, and we do have temperatures that are in the mid 30s in some spots. But yeah, this runs through 4 p.m., which I'm not saying I totally agree with. I think it's a little bit too late. I would like to think that this advisory will be canceled well before 4 p.m., as I think most of the snow is done by 8, 9, even 10 o'clock in the morning. This system is going to get on out of here. Let's get a look at the temperatures, and you can see here's the big difference. 2 degrees makes a big deal when you have storms like this, and you're talking the freezing mark versus above it. 34 degrees in Portland. Head to Sanford right now, the temperature's 32 degrees. So that small little difference in temperature can make a big impact on how much snow you can see, which is why we are expecting more in the way of snowfall, but still not too much in the Sanford area as compared to parts of the coastline, where actually, if you look at the numbers, take all the towns along the coast, and almost everybody's 34 degrees right now. It's 34 in Wiscasset, Rockland, as well as Portsmouth. But a little bit inland temperatures are certainly a degree or two cooler. And yes, when the temperatures are very marginal like this, it does make a difference. Now, mix is changing, if not completely changed, to snow for pretty much everybody right now. For the 10 and 11 o'clock show, I'll certainly have that updated saying snow continues or something like that, because we will not be looking at much in the way of any mix. Tricky Monday morning commute. I don't think it's super hazardous. I don't think it's a massive deal. Well, because this isn't going to be a massive storm. A couple inches of snow, but it will probably cause some slick roads. And actually, let me pull it up as I'm mentioning this. Cameron, hello to you. School cancellations, delays. I think the chance of a cancellation is very, very low. So if you are a student, if you are a teacher, and you are hoping for the day off, you're probably not going to get it, if I had to guess. I think we are going to see several delays. I would expect delays, especially in the southern 2 counties, Cumberland and York counties. That's where we are going to see the most accumulation. But I think this is a school day tomorrow. I think we're going to see I think we're going to see some cancellation or some delays, but I don't really think that we are going to see much in the way of any snowfall across the state. And actually, Cameron, I'm going to pull this up. That is the trick with live TV. We actually recorded that tease. He's talking about a tease that I did on TV about like 30 seconds ago. So I'm on TV and I'm on Facebook Live. Pretty cool, right? But yeah, that was recorded. All right. So also wind gusts going to be on the light side, 20 to 30 miles per hour, maybe in some spots. I think down towards the coast, we are going to see a little bit lower wind gusts, or a little bit higher, excuse me, which will cause a little bit of maybe a few power outages. I don't think it's a big deal. Very low power outage threat as we head through the nighttime tonight and into the day tomorrow. So let's get a look at your forecast for tonight. We're looking at mix changing over to snow. Temperatures in the upper 20s and lower 30s. It looks like the steadiest of snowfall will be overnight and into early tomorrow morning. And you can see the wind down there. Not a big deal. We'll see maybe some wind gusts, 20 to 30 miles per hour. This is not a big wind event with this storm system. Two reasons for that. It's not really that strong of a storm system, and it's just a little too far to the south to give us the core winds with this storm. Tonight's forecast lows, we're going to drop into the upper 20s and lower 30s. Pick the town closest to you. And yeah, the temperatures really do matter in these types of storms because, you know, if it was one of those things where the temperature was 20 compared to 22, it really doesn't have much of an impact. But 30 to 32 or 32, especially to 34, can be a big difference when the freezing mark is at 32 degrees. And we are going to see skies clear a tiny bit as we head into the daytime tomorrow. We'll see some scattered snow showers 6 to 9 a.m. And then I think it's cloudy for much of the day, maybe a few peaks of sun as we head into the afternoon. So here's what everybody wants to see, the storm tracker and the snowfall map. Let's get into it. And you can see we have snow out there, 9:30. We have snow out there pretty much for most areas now. And we are going to see this continue through the nighttime. And I want to point out a couple things that you can see that the darkest colors of snow, the darkest blue, is where the snow is going to fall the heaviest. And I use that term, I use that term lightly, so to speak, because it's not, again, I don't think this is going to be a big event. I'm certainly not hyping this up. That is the one thing I'm not doing with this, is because I just don't think it's going to be a massive deal. You know, a couple inches of snow we can certainly handle here in Maine. And this continues through the overnight. Here's 2 o'clock in the morning. It's still snowing throughout much of the state, from Rangeley south through Portland. And then you're going to start to notice a little bit of a trend as we head into the morning hours. This line is going to start tracking south and east. And we are going to see this continue as we head through the morning. Here's 5 o'clock. If you're heading out to work, maybe you're an early bird and you have to get out to work or go to the gym, still looking at some light snow around 5 o'clock in the morning, but not that much. I mean, it's going to be snow showers, very light snow during the morning hours on Monday. And then by 8, 9 o'clock, most of this is moving out, and we are going to see things really start to improve as we head into about the 9, 10 o'clock time frame. 11 o'clock in the morning, it's gone. I mean, we might have a scattered snow shower or two in some towns, but overall, it is going to be gone by the time we head into tomorrow late morning and into the afternoon. And look at this, maybe even a little bit of sunshine possible as we head into the afternoon. So we are going to see improving skies as we head into the daytime tomorrow, and things will improve a little bit. Now, here is our snowfall map that we have. There were some minor adjustments to this map. Essentially we're just polishing it up. It's not too much different than what we had last night, but I did lower the totals by about an inch or so, as I do think two things are playing a role in this. There's a little bit less moisture available than maybe there was 24 hours ago. Like, at least the trends have gone down a little bit. Also, a lot of places saw rain to start, which was anticipated, but it's one of those things where, you know, the computer model is going to tell you, say, 5 inches of snow, but if the first 1.5 inches melts on contact and doesn't accumulate, do you really get 5 inches of snow? Not exactly. So you have to account for multiple things. You have to account for available moisture. You have to account for, does it start as rain? Does it start as snow? You have to account for the temperatures, the surface temperatures, and very big important role is how much of it will melt on contact. So it hits the road or the grass and just completely turns to a raindrop, and you don't see any accumulation. As sooner we will start to see some accumulation as we head through the next couple hours. But we are looking at some areas right now. I can actually pull up some comments here. Starting to snow and accumulate in Biddeford, according to Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Hello, Tatiana. I hope you are well. What else do we have? Barbie, good evening to you. Not snowing in Sydney yet. We are going to, again, see some snow as we head through the nighttime tonight and into tomorrow. I just went outside, and Mary is saying, I just went outside in Wells. It's very icy and slippery. I could certainly see that. So you're in the transition phase. You had rain. I'm sure you had some raindrops throughout the afternoon and early evening, and now temperatures are starting to cool off. The snow is starting to fall, and it is starting to create a little bit of ice, of course. So that is going to be the case as we head through the nighttime. There will be some slick spots, of course, and it's just you're in the transition phase now from rain to snow, and it will start probably accumulating in the Wells area pretty soon. Susan, been snowing in Turner, and it is not accumulating too much. Honestly, I didn't expect too much accumulation throughout much of the evening hours. It's overnight and into the daytime tomorrow that we are going to see, or the morning hours tomorrow, that we're going to see most of the quote unquote accumulating snow. Giovanna, Wells, I would say you're probably in the 2 to 4 inch range. Most areas along the coastline, we are looking at 2 to 4 inches. So that's Portland, that's downtown Cape Elizabeth, OOB, Algonquin, Wells, Kittery, all of coastal York County, coastal Cumberland County, and almost the entire mid-coast up through about Augusta, Freiburg, Lewiston area. We are going to see about 2 to 4 inches, which, is a lot of our population. So most areas about 2 to 4 inches. Again, not a big storm, but it could cause some slick travel during the morning hours, especially early. And then you have the band of 3 to 6. In the state of Maine in particular, if I'm eyeing any places that could see some of the higher totals, it's probably interior York County and somewhere like right around here. That would be where I would say is the best chance for the higher totals. Most of you in that 3 to 6 inch range need to think probably 3 to 5. I think a lot of places 3 to 5 in the 3 to 6 inch range. I think I put 6 there because I do think there might be some isolated amounts up to 6, but most areas 3 to 5 inches for interior York County, parts of interior, at least interior southern Cumberland County, if that makes sense. And then possibly up to extreme southern Oxford County, 3 to 5 inches for most, isolated 6. That's kind of how I was trying to word that. And then once you get up towards the north, according to 2 inches, I mean, once you get past Augusta, once you get to Skowhegan, not much really, if anything. You might see some flakes tonight. But then by the early morning hours, 2, 3, 4 o'clock, this is moving out, and it is very light up there. I think a lot of places in the coding to 2 won't see really any accumulation, but I was just kind of highlighting what is the worst case scenario, so to speak. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast, and we do have the weather warning up there for tomorrow morning. There's probably a situation where we have it for part of the morning show, and then the second half we might not even need it anymore because the snow is going to be ending between about 6 to 9 a.m. And with that being said, the roads will probably be slick out there during the morning hours. And, that's why we have this weather warrant up, and we will continue it throughout the morning, of course, for the most part. But then cold front passes through on Monday afternoon and evening. We're going to see skies start to clear, but that's not so much the storyline is we are going to see colder temperatures move in Monday night into Tuesday. Temperatures are cold. We're talking temperatures in the single digits for most. We will see 20s, lower 20s for the day on Tuesday for pretty much everybody. And then look at that overnight temperature inland. Temperatures below 0 for a good part of the state Tuesday night into early Wednesday. We're dry Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday and Thursday, partly cloudy skies, give or take. And then things could get a little bit unsettled as we head into Friday, Saturday, even into early Sunday timeframe. Right now, I think we will see at least a chance for some rain or snow. And the latest trends are pretty much showing that I think there's a chance for some rain and snow on Friday. But then once we get to Saturday, it might just be ending as some snow showers. Doesn't look like a big event. What it looks like right now is there's an upper level low pressure system that is just going to be cut off. It's going to sit there and it's going to spin and spin This happened a couple times last winter, March-ish timeframe, late February through early April. And we had a couple situations where you guys might remember it, where it was like days of just rain and snow showers. And that could be the case as we head into later in the week and into early next weekend. We're going to continue to watch it. We're, of course, just keeping an eye really on tonight and early tomorrow right now. And especially once we get to tomorrow afternoon, we will, of course, be talking more about that. But that is down the line. Let me get to some more of your guys' comments before I head on out of here. And Cheryl, Gorham, let me go back to the snowfall map. I know if there's some people just tuning in, want to check that out. Cheryl, Gorham, you're probably you're 3 to 5. I would go 3 to 5 for the Gorham area. You're probably closer to 4. I would say 3-4 inches. There could be up to 5, but again, not a huge deal. But 3 to 5 inches for Gorham would be what I would say. Just starting to snow in Naples, according to Rick. Scarborough, 2 to 4 inches. You're closer to the coastline, so that doesn't help. Raymond, you are probably 3 to 5 inches in Raymond. That's what I would say for that area. Jamie, school delays. I would say yes. There's probably delays. Very, very few cancellations. Here we go. This is a good comment right here. Bob, snowing heavy at the moment in Berwick. DOT is out plowing. There we go. See, the storm is on track. I was saying around now through the morning, early morning hours is when we are going to see the heavier snowfall total. South Paris, Gina, yes, 2 to 4 inches, probably reasonable, but I would probably lean towards 2 or 3 inches in the South Paris area. Yeah, 2, maybe 3 inches of snow. That's where I would go with South Paris. Westbrook, 2 to 4. Call it 3 to 4. How about that? I'm going to narrow that range a little bit. I'm going to go 3 to 4 inches for Westbrook. A little bit further away from the coast, but I would go 3 to 4. And here in Sanford, Charlene, here in Sanford, I hope we have the jackpot. Yes, I hope you do too. What else do we have? John is saying it's all rain in Portland. Maybe it depends on where you are. I was just outside the studio and we're on the north side of Portland, close to Falmouth, and it was snowing out. Maybe you're down towards the coast. That's the difference between 32 to 34 degrees. Sometimes it's just something like that. Is 2 degrees can make the difference between it's snowing pretty hard or it's raining out. And then it's not snowing in Bath, according to Lindsay. In Nashua, you guys will get a little bit more, I think. I have you guys comfortably. Nashua, New Hampshire, I assume. Jen, I would say you guys are comfortably in the 3 to 6 inch range. And John, you're saying that you're at the Jetport. So yeah, a little bit closer to the coast compared to where I am. But again, that's the difference between, being at the coast and being 2-3 miles inland. William, nothing here in Winterport. So I'm sorry if I didn't get to everyone's comments. There's quite a few comments. Hopefully next time. But yeah, so this is what we're looking at for the night. And I'm pretty sure we're on after the game. Don't mark me to that. But yeah, check it out. Check out the forecast. I'll have the latest for you tonight. And I think either after the game or something like that. We're on tonight. I know that. And check it out. We will have the latest. Emily Santum is in tomorrow morning with the latest forecast. If you want to tune into her during the morning hours, especially if you're up early, because it's still probably snowing in some areas, but it will be moving out and we are going to dry out for the afternoon. I hope you guys all have a good one. Enjoy the snow. If you're watching football, and go Lions, in my opinion. I'd love to see the Lions go to the Super Bowl. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a good one and have a great